pay it now, play it now, my lady. Jack the Rose, you make me a smile.
For 45 years, Neil Diamond has been singing hit songs.
Forever in blue jeans, yeah.
Even if he hasn't always been a hit with critics.
Baby, tonight.
I've never been a critic's darling. My songs have been very direct and simple as I could possibly make them.
Hello, my friend, hello.
Songs so broadly appealing, they're not easy to label.
I don't know whether you call it rock and roll or pop or country or folk music or American music or just Neil Diamond music.
Diamond was raised in a house filled with music in a Jewish neighborhood in Brooklyn. When he was 16, his parents gave him a guitar.
And they really gave it to me on the advent of the Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers leaving Brooklyn. And I went into a deep teenage funk because my baseball team had left town.
So you were bereft.
I was bereft, and they decided to cheer me up, and they said, we're going to give you 10 free lessons, and we'll pay it off. And I got hooked.
Oh my gosh, so if the Dodgers had not left Brooklyn, I might not know who Neil Diamond is.
Oh, he might have been a well-known baseball player, though.
Or he might have become a singer not named Neil Diamond.
I thought, I need a name that has character. So I made up a name, and the name was Noah Kaminsky. I thought, that's a name that's interesting. It's kind of biblical. And so I wrote that down, and I said, no, I need a name that's more rock and roll. So I came up with Ice, E-I-C-E, Cherry. I don't know where Cherry came from. I backed down on both of them because my grandmother wouldn't understand why there was another name on my record.
Diamond went to NYU on a fencing scholarship, but quit to write songs.
I left school to pursue my life's dream. I'd been writing songs since I was 17, and I went to NYU in hopes that I would become a doctor. I was focused in on that.
And by the way, was the dream to be a songwriter or a singer-songwriter?
No, I didn't even think about being a singer. I wanted to be a songwriter, and I thought if I could earn a living being a songwriter, I would be in heaven.
For 8 years, he plugged away.
8 years knocking on doors sounds grueling and desperate, but it was the most fun that I could possibly imagine.
And then what was the breakthrough?
Well, the breakthrough was meeting Ellie Greenwich, who was a top producer and writer at the time, and who kind of pointed me in the right direction. She and her husband recorded my first group of hits.
Then the Monkees recorded Diamond's I'm a Believer, which became the biggest-selling song of 1967.
So I suddenly became a hot item. I was having hits as an artist, as well as writing hit songs for other people.
Diamond, who's described his own voice as sounding like gravel and potholes, turned out hit after hit. From the personal anthem, I Am, I Said.
Did you ever read about a frog who dreamed of being a king and then became one?
To the stadium anthem, Sweet Caroline. That classic isn't just a favorite with Boston Red Sox fans.
I will always be grateful to that song because I think there is a touch of God in that song. It's more than words and music, so I attribute its popularity to that, and I love singing it.
The song's title was inspired by a Life magazine cover with Caroline Kennedy.
And I wrote it down. I said, this is the sweetest picture of Caroline Kennedy I've ever seen. And 5 years later, it came to me. I came to the title, the melody, the chorus melody, and Sweet Caroline came out.
In 1980, Diamond took a shot at acting, starring in the musical The Jazz Singer. The film was a critical and commercial disappointment.
I know who I am. I know what I have to do. Assistant cantor.
Did the reviews for your acting hurt?
They hurt, but it's not as though I was betting my life on it. This was something that I wanted to try.
Love on the rocks.
But from a bad movie came some of Diamond's best-loved songs. Love on the Rocks.
Just pour me a drink, I'll tell you my lies. It's good.
Hello Again.
You like I do.
America. Though The Jazz Singer was his only film role, he'd flirted with Hollywood before. Is it true that you were considered for the lead role in Taxi Driver?
I was considered, so were a lot of other people.
Would you have sung if you had played the role?
I don't think that called for a singer. I think it called for a dramatic actor, and for some reason the producers saw me as very quiet and deep and
Solitary man.
Solitary and sullen and a little unpredictable and mysterious, which that character was. But De Niro, I think, was the right choice.
Do you ever look in the bathroom mirror and say, "You talking to me"?
You talking to me? You talking to me? Only
You're too likable.
only Robert De Niro could come up with that.
You talking to me?
And Diamond chose to stick with singing. For that, legions of fans are grateful. He's sold over 125 million albums, and at 71, Neil Diamond continues to be among the highest-grossing live acts. The Kennedy Center Honors are the crowning glory to a year that also included his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
These Kennedy Honors are a huge, huge thing for me, but it will not spoil me. It will not make my head get too swelled. I know that I still have to work. I'm doing a tour coming this summer, and it's going to make me work twice as hard to make a show that's worthy of this honor.
Mo Rocca, CBS News, New York.
I can say this right now. Normally, I would say I would not get too excited to go see somebody who's 70 years old. I would go see this concert.
In a heartbeat. In fact, I'm holding you to that.
You forget how many great songs he's got.
During
what
that
a
whole
library.
piece, we kept singing along, and I love every single one of them. Neil Diamond, I love you. Chris and I will see you this summer.
You think he'll bring back the sequins?
I don't think they ever really left.
Got to.
He loaned them to Bob Schieffer last week. You can find those pictures online. And you can see the Kennedy Center Honors Tuesday night at 9, 8 Central, right here on CBS.
No offense, Bob, but you're no Neil Diamond.